Okay, next case is State v. Ricky Ferguson, case number 18CR03505. Can you hear me, Mr. Ferguson?
Yes, I can, Your Honor.
Okay, I've reviewed your request for appointed counsel. I'm going to grant that request. Your attorney is Mr. Clark Willis. He's here in the courtroom this afternoon. Now, as part of appointing Mr. Willis as your attorney, I have entered a limited judgment for $2,373. That represents a $20 application fee for applying for court-appointed counsel and a $2,353 contribution amount towards Mr. Willis's legal services. That is a final judgment I've entered today. If you wish to appeal that, you need to file a notice of appeal in the Oregon Court of Appeals in the next 30 days, and your attorney, Mr. Willis, will answer any questions you have regarding that process, all right? Okay, I've given Mr. Willis a copy of the information. You should receive one as well, and I'm going to turn things over to him now. Mr. Willis?
Could acknowledge receipt of the information. I've gone over it with Mr. Ferguson at this time. Mr. Ferguson, on your copy, is your name correctly spelled in the left-hand caption of the charging instrument?
Yes, sir.
His name is correctly spelled in the left-hand caption. So at this time, we would acknowledge the receipt of the information. He has been informed of the maximum penalties, including the Measure 11s, which are included in counts 1 and 2. He pleads not guilty, also waives advice of rights at this point.
Okay. And what is the state's position regarding release?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state is asking for security. I think the bail schedule amount would be in the neighborhood of $287,500. The defendant has a prior criminal history. He has a 2008 driving under the influence of intoxicants conviction and a 2006 reckless driving and possession of controlled substance conviction. This case, as pled, really is a case where the defendant manifests an extreme difference in value of human life. He was driving down Main Street heading out of
We're
town.
going to object at this point. That's not how it's pled in this case. I don't believe
It is actually in counts 1 and 2, but irregardless, this is...
No, I believe count 2. Count 1 and count 2.
So in any event, the defendant was driving through town at highway speeds. The victim, one deceased and one now suffering appears permanent and severe brain damage, were wearing reflective vests. They were volunteering for a church group doing roadway litter patrol. And the defendant, in his own words, fell asleep, appears to have been under the influence of a controlled substance, simply drifted off the road and mowed right over the top of the two victims. And then he indicates he looked back and saw what he thought was a bag of garbage and went on his way. But yet he left the area, pulled over, began tearing decals off his vehicle, took the hood off and other parts off to conceal the identity of the vehicle, and attempted to make himself scarce at that point. I think it would be appropriate for a much higher security given the facts of this case. The state would ask for $1 million in security. The victim, the family members of the victim indicated in count 1 would like to address the court. The family members of Mr. Albany, I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly, but they just wanted to make sure that there was no contact with the victim. We'd asked for that in regard to both victims, no contact with their family members, no intoxicants, and again, one of the victims would like to address the court.
Okay. Do we have the victim's, member of the victim's family there? Right, you can be seated, sir, and then we record and amplify with the microphones, so if you could just maybe pull the chair just a little bit so you can make sure we're all around. You go ahead.
The victim, Bob, my father, was in very good health and was born along with parents. He would have likely lived for decades more were it not for the actions of this man. To have him ripped out of our lives by Mr. Ferguson's choices is a horrible loss to myself and my family. Such a good, decent man who was so active through his church and his community and caring for the world deserved many more years of happiness and of opportunities to serve. Your victim, Mr. Ferguson, was a loving, quietly powerful man who was so very much loved by so many. I wish to never see you again. May your life be long.
Mr. Willis, is there anything you wish to speak to that?
I think they're including the difference in life, which is the manslaughter charge, and that they're using the same basic information in order to get to a higher bail I think the bail should remain the same, but we also would ask for leave to be able to address bail later on.
Okay, so Mr. Wilson, again, I will give you an opportunity in the future if you wish to seek a bail reduction hearing. However, given the initial facts that I've heard, I do believe, given we have 211 crimes.
The alleged facts?
The alleged crimes. Well, 2 alleged crimes have been alleged, finished.
Correct.
As well as additional alleged crimes here and circumstances surrounding them. I do think mitigate towards a higher bail, so I will grant the state's request at this point for a $1 million bail. But again, I will allow you to seek a bail reduction hearing if you have additional facts. Okay, so Mr. Ferguson, based on what I've heard today, I am going to grant the state's request. Bail is set at $1 million. You need to post 10% of that if you are secure release. If you are released, you do not have to have any form of contact with Alan Deutsch or his family or the family of James Osritich. You're also not to possess or consume alcohol or controlled substances unless legally prescribed. Next appearance in the case will be this Thursday at 8:30 a.m. If you remain in custody, Mr. Willis will appear on your behalf. If you are out of custody, you will need to be here in person, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.